The Sri Lanka Economic Summit 2014, organized by the Ceylon Chamber of Commerce, got underway in Colombo this morning. Now, Nadim Majid, our Newsfirst correspondent, has been watching over this story during the last couple of years, and he says it's all about numbers and the future growth of the country. Nadim Majid reports on Sri Lanka's Economic Summit 2014.
Sri Lanka 2020, towards surpassing the $7,000 per capita mark. That was the theme of the Sri Lanka Economic Summit 2014, which commenced today with participants from a broad spectrum, including prominent business personalities, policymakers and representatives of foreign companies and governments. Delivering the keynote address, Dr. P.B. Jayasundara, the Treasury Secretary, spoke on the national vision, a policy implementation perspective.
It is time we appreciate that running a government is far more complex than running a business. Private sector need to value government national vision and capitalize on it. Place country first and be proud of it. This is tie between government and private sector is the pinnacle of private-public partnership, far more important than often spoken PPPs in trade, business, infrastructure development.
In Sri Lanka, approximately 24% earn less than $2 per day or rupees 8,000 per month. Sri Lanka must strive for more inclusive growth. This is also in the interest of the private sector. Businesses would benefit more with a broad group of consumers earning a reasonable income rather than with a small group of very high net worth individuals. Therefore, the net of development must be cast wide across all districts of Sri Lanka, not just a few.
Also speaking at the event, the Governor of the Central Bank of Sri Lanka, Ajit Niwad Cabral, spoke on Sri Lanka beyond 2020.
We also need to look a little further, not just 2020. But if we look at Sri Lanka now, we are at $3,280 per capita income, which is in the lower middle income category. But in the next year, we will move to the upper middle income category, the lowest part of the upper middle income category. But going beyond, in the next 20 years, we'll probably be in the middle of the high income or the lower part of the high income level, and Sri Lanka would have a per capita income of around $20,000, which is roughly about what Korea has today.
Lofty ambitions for the country given voice by the Governor of the Central Bank of Sri Lanka, and some important comments there too, also by the Chairman of the Ceylon Chamber of Commerce on the necessity of inclusive growth so as not to leave behind Sri Lanka's poor. Now, the Sri Lanka Economic Summit provides a platform to discuss some of the key challenges and opportunities for Sri Lanka in 2020. Over the 2 days of the summit, we're going to see several foreign experts discuss with private sector leaders and key government decision makers, share their expertise and devise strategies for Sri Lanka in the year 2020. Nadim Majid, Newsfirst, Colombo.